Have you ever wanted to do something so badly, only for your own mind to convince you that you couldn't? Not because you lacked talent, not because you didn't care, but because every possible outcome felt like it would end in embarrassment. If you've ever felt that way, then Bocchi the Rock probably hit harder than you expected. At first glance, it looks like another cute anime about girls forming a band. Funny faces, absurd visual gags, great music. But underneath all of that is one of the most honest portrayals of social anxiety anime has ever created. Because Bocchi's biggest enemy was never the stage. It was the voice inside her own head. Hitori Gotoh spends years practicing guitar alone. She dreams of joining a band. She dreams of having friends. She dreams of standing on stage where people can hear her music. But dreams are easy when they're private. Reality begins the moment someone says, "Come with us." And suddenly, everything she's imagined becomes terrifying. One of the biggest lessons Bocchi the Rock teaches is that fear doesn't disappear before you act. It disappears because you act. People often believe confidence comes first, that one day you'll wake up fearless. Then you'll introduce yourself. Then you'll perform. Then you'll chase your dreams. But life rarely works that way. Confidence is usually the reward, not the requirement. Yet Bocchi isn't the only person teaching us something. Every member of Kessoku Band represents a different way people deal with life. Take Nijika. She's the reason the band exists in the first place. While everyone else worries about whether things might fail, Nijika focuses on creating opportunities. She doesn't wait for the perfect guitarist. She doesn't wait until everyone is ready. She simply invites Bocchi. Sometimes changing someone's life is as simple as believing in them before they believe in themselves. There are people whose greatest talent isn't music. It's giving others a place where they feel like they belong. Nijika reminds us how powerful that can be. Then there's Rio. At first, she seems distant, calm, almost emotionless. But that's exactly what makes her interesting. Rio never tries to become someone else just to fit in. She's unapologetically herself, even when people think she's strange. Especially then, in a world where everyone is constantly comparing themselves to others. Rio quietly shows another path: authenticity. You don't need everyone to understand you. You just need the people who appreciate the real you. And then there's Kira. Ironically, she's the most outgoing member of the band, but even she isn't perfect. She quits because she feels she isn't good enough. She comes back because she decides that running away won't help her improve. That distinction matters. Being extroverted doesn't mean you're fearless. Being cheerful doesn't mean you're free from insecurity. Everyone is fighting a battle you can't immediately see. Some just hide it better than others. One of the smartest things this series does is avoid turning anxiety into a joke. Yes, Bocchi's reactions are exaggerated. She melts into dust, turns into strange creatures, imagines impossible disasters. But those ridiculous moments are funny because they exaggerate something real. People with anxiety often imagine the worst possible outcome. A small mistake feels like the end of the world. A simple conversation becomes an impossible challenge. The comedy works because it comes from recognition, not mockery. Instead of laughing at Bocchi, the audience laughs because they've felt exactly the same way. Then there are the performances. The concerts aren't satisfying because they're technically perfect. They're satisfying because every performance represents another wall Bocchi manages to climb. Every song becomes proof that progress doesn't happen all at once. Sometimes growth looks dramatic. More often, it looks almost invisible. One conversation, one rehearsal, one performance, one friend. Until one day you realize you're capable of things you never imagined. But perhaps the most beautiful lesson comes from the band's friendships. None of them fix Bocchi. They don't magically erase her anxiety. They don't transform her overnight into someone completely different. Instead, they simply keep inviting her. They encourage her. They make space for her. And slowly, Bocchi changes herself. Real friendship isn't changing someone into who you want them to be. It's creating an environment where they feel safe enough to grow. The music itself carries this message. Every rehearsal, every failed performance, every awkward conversation, every small victory, they all become part of something bigger. Because bands don't become great through perfect musicians. They become great through people learning to trust one another. That lesson extends far beyond music. Families, friendships, teams, communities. The strongest groups aren't made of flawless individuals. They're made of people willing to grow together. By the end of the series, Bocchi isn't cured. She still panics. She still overthinks. She still struggles. And that's exactly why her progress feels meaningful. Growth isn't becoming someone else. It's becoming a little braver than you were yesterday. Bocchi the Rock isn't really about becoming a rock star. It's about learning that your fears don't have to decide your future. That talent means very little if fear keeps it hidden forever. That confidence is built through action, not found beforehand. And that sometimes the biggest step you'll ever take is simply showing up. Maybe that's why so many people saw themselves in Bocchi. Not because they wanted to become famous, but because they knew exactly what it felt like to stand in front of an opportunity and almost let fear take it away. In the end, Bocchi the Rock reminds us that courage isn't the absence of anxiety, it's choosing to play the next note anyway. If Bocchi the Rock ever made you feel understood, let me know in the comments which moment resonated with you the most. And if you enjoy anime that leaves you with something to think about long after the credits roll, subscribe, because there are plenty more stories worth talking about.